WhiskyJason here, Whiskey at Whiskey Live Dublin 2022, together with
Nick
from
Thomond Gate.
Thomond Gate, as if we can't read it behind us. Now, many people don't know Thomond Gate.
Yep.
Could you explain briefly what Thomond Gate is?
We're independent bottlers, as well as we grow and cultivate barley in Limerick, which we commission our own spirit with, and we're laying that down. So long-term ambitions being a distillery, but independent bottler, then bonder, then distillery. That's step-by-step, organic.
Very good. Very good.
Big ambitions, whole company.
Now, what has been your releases so far that we might be able to get?
Well,
could have gotten.
We've got some really interesting expressions. We've got BS Cognac finished single malt. We've got peated bourbon from Kings County Distillery. We have Madeira cask from Stournings Distillery. There's so many that were just weird and wacky experiments that I love doing. So
is it all single cask, or do you have a small batch?
Single cask. Well, this has been a small batch, 8 individual casks.
Yeah.
Which was
no label.
This one. No label, but that was the John Wolfe Ambrose.
Okay.
So we had 8 55-liter casks, and these 55-liter casks were filled with Pinot Noir finished malt that were gone into these peated bourbon casks from Kings County. So they were individually tasted, and then the 7 of them were vatted, and 1 of them was highlighted. So that is actually unbottled, but we actually have the liquid for that. But it'll only be in miniatures because I want people to taste it.
Right.
So that's quite unique.
Many people are going crazy when your bottles go online. They sell out within hours, days, sometimes minutes, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
What is the secret of your success? Why?
I think luck, hard work.
Okay, yes.
Being honest, I couldn't do it again if somebody asked me to.
Yeah.
I just put a lot of hard work in, and I just try to do things. I try to just do what I want to taste, and I'm curious. I've got a curious mind, and that's what I like to do. So I'm making whiskey that I want to enjoy, and that's.
And maybe we want to enjoy it as well.
Yeah. But if you do stuff that's unique and a bit different, and things that are not so easy. That's where it's fun.
Yeah.
That's where it's fun.
Now, many people start off as a little bit of whiskey curious, then they go to whiskey enthusiast.
Yeah.
Now, very, very seldom do we move over to our independent bottler.
Yeah.
With a dream of having their own distillery.
Yes.
What's your background and what qualifies you to do this?
Well, I grew up in the hospitality trade, working in a family bar, and always had a curiosity in science and distilling. Yeah. So at a young age, I was fascinated with distilling, so much so that my teachers asked me what was I up to that I was asking so much questions about distilling. And I've always had a curiosity. I ran my first whiskey event in Austria in 2007 when I was a student over there. So it's all. And in 2014, I won a hackathon for Ballantine's whiskey. I'm a qualified educator in spirits to WSET level 3.
Yep.
So I guess I'm very passionate. I'm not an expert, but I spend enough time to try to educate myself.
That's where you met Billy.
Yeah, Billy. Exactly.
Through that education. I was going, okay,
mutual
where's the
educators.
connection? Mutual educator. Very good. Now, what can we expect in the future? And then talk a little bit about distribution.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's basically Ireland.
In Ireland, but there has been a lot of interest internationally, and I've just been releasing good stuff.
Yep.
And you can't do good stuff en masse, in my opinion. And you just have to, So working with it and releasing good quality liquid, and that's what I'm working on, is a single malt project, which we're tasting here today, where I've blended single malts together to create a composition of flavors with complexities that I feel are enjoyable, but also complement the individual flavors without overpowering them. So I guess you can expect that, as well as more weird and wacky stuff. If I can get my hands on some casks that are unique, I'll do whatever I can to get them. So I was really chuffed with Kings County Distillery, because that was one of the first casks that I was really keen to get. And I was so chuffed with Dan and Saul, who work over there, helped me out get those casks. So it's amazing just having that network of friends and Whiskey as a great community to be able to get those amazing casks. So
All right, now casks you can buy, of course, individually. You can buy
Yeah.
pallets. You
Yeah,
can buy
yeah.
containers. Where are you at the moment?
I buy pallets, containers, mix, like,
Yeah.
you know, so right now, what we have for our distilling,
Yep.
what we're laying down, I'm buying containers.
Yep.
What we're doing in single casks, we're buying pallets.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of what's happening really. So weird and wacky stuff.
Now, you did mention the difference without explaining independent bottler and
Yeah.
bonder.
So-
What is your definition of bonder? I was just with
Yeah,
JJ,
yeah.
Corey, Louise, and she has a special
Yeah,
definition.
So bonders, there's obviously varying. You can have bonders under tenancy agreements and those who actually have their own bonded warehouses. So I have tenancy agreement. My objective is have my own bonded warehouse, 10,000 square foot bonded warehouse for the purposely built for maturation and take advantage of Limerick's humidity, Limerick's high levels of humidity, which is excellent for maturation. So that's the objective. So right now we're tenants, and now the objectives become our own independent, all in-house.
Right.
And then eventually, we'll have bottling very shortly, and then we're going to have distilling down the road.
Right.
So that's kind of step by step. So rather than invest all our money into our equipment at this early stage, we're investing into great casks, great liquid, and doing unique releases. So that's great.
That's it.
Yeah. Long story. I worked in financial technology before that. And it was something I was very interested in. I love the technicalities. I think that's what plays into the whiskey side of things. So there's an analytical side to it. But years and years ago, I turned down art college for business studies. So I've always had this very artistic side. So all of the branding, all of the things you see here are done by myself. It's not an agency.
Right.
So like it's all in house. So hence why the emails go at 2 a.m. in the morning because I'm doing everything. So from blending to the first bottling. So it's So it's a lot of hard work, but definitely is why I do it. It's a passion, really.
And with a high humidity, have you noticed that the AB has gone up, or is it still goes down?
We haven't had the opportunity to do that yet in Limerick.
Right.
But if you look at cognac, there's use of dry cellars and damp cellars. Simply, you look at bourbon in America, where you have those high levels of dry air. You have your alcohol increase in the casks, and water's lost. So Limerick, you go there, you feel the dampness. There's a lot of rain. We're going to put it into good use.
Okay,
That's the objective. Put the good rain. People might complain about the weather, but we'll have fantastic whiskey. So that's the objective.
Now, most of my viewers are in Germany. When will you finally hit Germany?
I've been talking to Marika. She's been begging for some samples, and I just have to get around to get some time and get it out there. So we've got a few expressions that I think would suit the German market. So I'll be keen to get that over there. And I guess, Jason, we can give you a few tastes and see what you think.
We would be very keen to have it as well, so that's great. Thank you very much for your time. You have a very busy stand. Go back to making the people excited about what's going on here.
Thank you.
All right. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you.